This gonna be what just happened?
Freaking 6-pointer busted when I drew back. I had another shot at him. He ran about 20 yards and churned, but couldn't get up fast enough to. Wasn't really feeling comfortable taking a 75-yard shot at him, so couldn't make up the ground fast enough, and he must have looked back down at me and saw me move or something, because he busted out pretty quick. But we know where he's at. He just ran out here, so we're gonna keep an eye on, make a loop, maybe come back and see if he's moving again. But he was a big deer. That was a big one. That's what we came out here for.
flow this morning was pretty slow compared to yesterday, but we did some driving around and we have 5 bucks. 5 pretty nice bucks bedded down right now, probably about 600, 700 yards in front of us right now. We're going to see which way they end up moving. Right now they're on private, but they're kind of surrounded by public, so we're going to see which way they head, and hopefully we can get in front of them. But I feel like we're going to be in for a long sit here, so we'll keep you updated when things start happening. Well, just another little update. We crawled up a little farther. I'm not exactly sure where Nick is. I think he's about 100 yards to my right, but it's actually 6 bucks, and I just ranged him about 500 yards, so we'll see what happens. It's only 12 o'clock right now, so this might be a long day, so gotta sit in and put the seatbelt on and grab the popcorn, because this will be a fun one. Got a little update. It's about 4 o'clock now, so we've been watching these deer for almost 5 hours now. We ended up they took off running. We didn't spook them at all. We tried cutting them off, and we got up on top of this ridge and saw 1 buck. And he's been bedded about 250 yards in front of us for the last 4 hours, so. And then we also, within the last 30 minutes, just had a couple does pop up over a ridge and bed down up there too, so hopefully they'll make our way soon. Who knows anymore, but you can't leave when you see 6 bucks walking your way, so here we are, 5 hours later.
5 hours. I'm getting hungry.
A little spice to the videos. We're sitting here on the border of South Dakota and Wyoming. We are probably within a mile of the border of Wyoming, so.
I give it 2 because it's on that.
Oh, okay, 2 miles, whatever.
Wanted to sit up again.
Nick's just walking around doing whatever.
We haven't seen.
Yes,
We saw some, but no shooters. Got kind of warm this afternoon.
We saw a ton of shooters.
Nothing we could get to.
There you go, now it's better. Yeah, so we saw what, it was like 9 bucks this morning, within like an hour.
Yeah.
Actually, no, more than that.
More than that. First light till about
Probably
8 o'clock it was.
8, 9 o'clock.
A lot of deer, but nothing we can get to.
Yeah, we tried. It was about 11. We tried chasing down 2 does, and by the time we got to where we thought they were gone. So
Yeah.
that's about it. Nothing exciting. Taking a break, soaking up a little sun.
Get back out there this afternoon.
It's Thursday the 6th, I believe. Yeah. Or 7th. I don't know anymore. I've lost track of the days. But so we are on day 6. Hunt day 6. And this morning was pretty slow. It was pretty cold this morning. We tried putting a stock on a few does. They weren't a fan of us getting close. Ended up going to check the other spot where we've seen those big mule deer. We found them, but they really haven't moved they didn't even move like 100 yards from yesterday, so really wasn't much we could do there. So then we tried a new spot and saw a group of whitetail bucks. And at this point, we decided, let's just do it. Just go for them. There was a pretty decent. From what we could tell, there was a 8-pointer, 9-pointer, and 10-pointer, and I think a small fork. So they were in a pretty open field, so we spent most of the time crawling. So we spent a good hour and a half, 2 hours crawling, probably 200, 300 yards, trying to get close to these deer. Eventually we got to about, I think it was about 90 yards, what Nick said, and they ended up just taking off. I don't think we spooked them at all. I think they just decided to take off running because wind was in our favor. There was nothing really. They might have been a little spooked with us crawling in, but other than that, I don't think so. So now it's about 12:30. We're gonna kind of make our way back up through some other land, see if we can see anything moving midday. But if not, I think we're gonna go take a break, have a little bit of lunch, and then go out again this evening. I think both myself and Nick are starting to get pretty exhausted from all this. It's been a long week. Sleeping in a tent really gets to you after a couple days, so I think we got maybe a day and a half left. Maybe we'll see what ends up happening tonight and whatnot. But I think we're leaving Saturday morning, so hopefully we can get something on the board. But if not, that's all right. There's a big learning curve, and I think we've both been having a lot of fun. Sorry, Nick lost his binos when we were crawling, and so he's back in that field right now looking, and he just found them, and so he's sprinting back to the truck, super cheerful. So, yeah, they got a little better now, so maybe that means our luck to turn around. So, try to update you guys a little bit more, so in a little bit. So yeah, fingers crossed.
What's up, Minn crew? It has been an amazing week. We had an amazing time out here in South Dakota. Want to give a big shout out to the farmers and the ranchers that let us come out here and walk on their properties and hunt the animals out here. It's very beautiful out here, and they let us enjoy it. So I want to give a big shout out to them in the state of South Dakota for working with them to letting us have access to come out here and hunt these areas. And it is just beautiful out here. We saw a lot of deer. We've had many failures throughout the week and blown stalks and getting very close and not finishing. We had one 6-pointer at 40, was it 50 yards, 650?
You said 40.
40 was the one early in the week. Just got caught when we were drawn back, and Matt got some great footage of that. And then today had 50 yards, had a big 8-pointer mule deer, and Spike blew me out. He caught me when I was drawing back, and he took off running, and so did the 8. And then Matt, a little bit ago, had a nice doe in front of him, and the wind swirled and at 50 yards, and he was about to pull back, and that was about it. And then we just got on a stalk. We just got off of a stalk on 3 deer and had one at 45, and for some odd reason they looked down the fencing and they just took off, and we still haven't figured out why. They weren't really looking at our direction, but it is what it is. Turkeys were kind of going crazy in the field, so maybe it did something with that. And then yeah, we just saw a couple more deer when we were driving out, and we wanted to get a stalk on them, but it's getting pretty dark here, and we still got daylight, but we're gonna call it a good week of hunting, and we're gonna head home now back to Minnesota and get back out in the woods there. And then we might possibly be back out here. We found out we were doing some more research on them, and mule deer, they bunch up right now. They're pretty bunched up. There's, besides the buck and the single doe that's been out in the field every day, there really hasn't been too much separation. If there's one, there's 4 to 6. So we found out in November around Thanksgiving time is their rut, and they're going to be more spread out and chasing each other around. So hopefully then you won't have 8 eyes looking at you and 8 ears going, and make it a little bit easier to stalk, because that's what it was blowing us a lot, was just the multiple eyes and ears that were going. And man, their ears are big, and they can hear every little thing, and their eyes are good too, and they can see you as soon as they hear you or hear something, and they start locking those eyes in. They'll find you pretty quick. So thanks guys for tuning in to and enjoying this great trip with us and this adventure. It has been one heck of a week. Can't ask for any better hunting, and getting so close to something so different. And we saw a bunch of elk, a bunch of pronghorns, some big bull elks. That was really cool. Heard them bugling, and that was just awesome in the mornings. Pronghorn, seeing some pronghorn, that was cool. And running into other hunters too, and just talking to them and learning what they know about these animals out here. And yeah, it's been a learning experience, and we're gonna take it, and we're gonna have it in the bank. And then coming up here in the future, we'll be back out here, and we'll definitely be successful now. Thanks guys for tuning in.